G'day folks and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a little interesting because I was originally going to be doing up some formats, I suppose, like doing up some video editing and things like that, showing you my process for doing some projection mapping and some cool things. I've got some like a very diaphanous sort of curtain fabric here, and I was going to use that to do a sort of a holographic effect. So you put the projector here, you put the fabric here, you project up onto the fabric, and because it's kind of see-through, you can get that kind of weird sort of ghosty or holographic effect. And so I was going to do up some video editing for that, and I was going to do that. However, all of that went out the window as this beautiful, lovely old projector that I bought for like $12 from the local op shop. She runs on VGA, which almost nothing has outputs for VGA anymore. So I ended up getting the adapter, so a HDMI to VGA adapter, and an extra HDMI cord, an extra VGA cord, plugged it in, was testing it. One of the sources said, look, if you're having issues with your like projections, so like you don't know how to get, you're not getting a picture coming up, one of the best things to do is going to be to turn your projector off, reboot the signal, make sure it's in 600 pixels or whatever it is, and then boot the projector back on, which I did without waiting for the projector to completely cycle down. So, pop, I'll give you a dramatic reenactment of that. Oh wow, it's cycling back up. Oh no, oops, goddamn. So yes, the lamp blew, and wouldn't you know it, for a $12 secondhand projector, the lamp replacements for a Sony VPL EX50 are about $250. I could buy the bulb on its own and then try and put that back. It's still going to be about $40. So what this video has become today is in fact going to be a chat about possible use cases for a projector that will probably not be getting fixed. So we're going to sort of take it apart and talk loosely about some of the bits, and I'm just going to have a bit of fun because that's what today's video is going to be now. So thank you for watching along. We'll probably be looking at getting like one of those cheap, little brick-sized 720p, bad quality, but, like something that runs off a HDMI so that I don't have to worry about it too much kind of projectors. So that's what we're looking at doing in the future. However, this is what we've got now. So the biggest thing is, this is where the lamp is. And it's actually got some interesting components. I made sure to check that the actual, even though the fuse burnt out, the lamp itself is still completely contained. There's no broken bits of glass or anything. So that's the little case. And we take off, so that's what it looks like in there. That's the whole lamp module. But so the lamp itself is broken, but it has not been popped, so there should not be any likelihood of me getting mercury poisoning, because that's also what these lamps run on, is a mercury vapor. They're very high pressure, all up in there, and they use mercury vapor because when you put an arc through mercury, turns out it's very, very, very bright. So all the screws have been undone. There's this little pull tab there. You just pull it out, and there we go. So this is a projector lamp. I actually don't know if many people get to see these. So this is a coated glass. So that's the bulb. So I could buy just a replacement bit of this bulb, and it would get fixed. We've got the power connections there, so that's what cycles through. power cords. There's just beautiful thick lens. Like, look at the strange sort of optics of that. The beautiful thick lens at the front, and that's the curvature kind of on it. And these little grills on the side, which are very, very cute. I can imagine them being used in some kind of, you know, what is it? The Star Trek, the talkie things. Anyway, they always have over their speaker bits little grills that have that very nice. Let's see if I can get a. I'm not going to focus much, but anyway, there's a. You can take my word for it. There's a nice pattern there, and all of that's within this really nice aluminium. I'm assuming that's aluminium shrouding, and so that's great. Now, here we are. That's our open case. Now, I don't know if you can kind of see just in there. That's the little aperture that the lamp would have originally been shining through, and that comes into the main systems. I still haven't worked out how to get the entire back plate off yet, which is a step for another time. It comes through into here. Apparently, a lot of these older projectors, they actually use 3 different LCD screens. So they use a red screen, a green screen, and a blue screen, and then they blend those outputs together. So they physically shine light through the 3, depending on what pixels are turned on and off, depends on how much light gets let through. And then those 3 screens are then realigned, and then that's what comes out of the lens. So here are my options, actually, as I'm sitting and thinking about it, is if I can get someone who knows what they're doing and ask some things, we might look at replacing the bulb. Then we'll just have a normal projector, and I can work out how to plug it in. That'll be fine. If it turns out that that's really not an option, what I can do is basically work out a way to turn this into a slide projector almost. So having some kind of strong light positioned in here, in that space, shining through that original hole, and then opened up so that there's some way to replace the LCDs. Because the way that, like I said, the LCDs work is whichever pixels are off and on depends on what light comes through. So if we're not worried about burning out a mercury vapor lamp in there, we're just shining light through, I could replace the LCDs themselves with actually like how would we say, just like sheets of, as I was talking about in the star projector, the planetarium video, is sheets of glass, for example, that actually have are completely black except for the spaces where stars would be, and because this whole system is designed so that when light comes in through this little, this lens, so I might have to use that housing to keep the lens in correct, but when light comes through that lens up and into the system, it takes whatever's at those LCDs and completely focuses it on whatever surface is being projected on. Via these, you've got your forward and backward motion, you sort of scale, and then you've got your focusing alignment. So there's the potential there to actually just put in a little star field or something like that, and basically have a super bulky and kind of inefficient thing that can project 1 or 2 images depending on if I can add them in and slot them out. That perhaps is not a great idea. So instead, I think honestly, like I said, if I can chat to someone about replacing lamps, we might be able to get somewhere. The other option is just to buy a one of those cheap little shitty sort of projectors, and go from there, because I do like the idea of doing these sort of your hologram kind of stuff projected through through a sheet like that. So that's an option. But yeah, this is today's video, because it was originally going to be probably a little bit more visually interesting, with a lot of beams of light and doing some. I was going to go through the process of like taking a video and showing how to, like, remove the background and then add on some sort of wavy line effects and stuff like that to make it look like a hologram, and then projecting that. But we'll save that, I guess, for a future episode. So, thank you very much for watching. We're going to slowly work out and do some other things. If I can find anything else up about this and we can get some other things done, then we're going to have projectors. And we'll be working on that. Because again, I want to take something like this and put it into a nice steampunky sort of housing. Something I can do, give me a second. So I picked up these, I think they're generally used in like Indian restaurants and stuff for serving. That's the place I've seen them in the wild the most. But they're these little bowls, silver on the inside, copper on the outside, and they fit together into this very kind of, like, I've got to remove the handles because the handles were broken when I picked them up anyway. But they fit together in this really interesting sort of shape. There we go. There's an explosion. But I kind of like the idea of if you've got something like this, having them actually set apart a little bit, and then having a, there we are. Let's put that there as an analog for a lens. There we are. Something like that. And then filling the rest of the area with heat sinks and fans and other components to build a little tiny projector. Because my idea then, just put it back together for simpleness, these flat spaces, you could mount a little hanger, right? So then you could move it up and down, and then that you mount on an arm so you can move it around. So then you would have a projector in an orb, which would look cool, I think, look a little bit more aesthetically interesting than a white plastic square. But then you'd be able to point it at any surface. So if you're doing projection in a gallery, or if you're doing projection on a just in your home, you could have multiple use cases for it. One of my things that I think would be interesting is you mount something like that to a roof, you project it down onto a table, and then now you've got projected D&D battle maps. You project it up to a wall. You could have sort of animated paintings or something like that. You project it over onto another wall, and then now you can use it as a home sort of entertainment system projector. So that's the idea. Those are the things that I wanted to kind of do with all of this. So putting it out there. If anyone's got any suggestions or information, or folks that who have done similar things, because projection's the goal, let me know, and we'll get onto something. But other than that, yes, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in a video next week. Bye bye for now. See you guys.